Imagine being 27. You've already changed music forever. You've got fans all over the world, money, fame, recognition, everything people chase. But behind the scenes, you're exhausted. You're overwhelmed and you feel like you're losing control. Now imagine this isn't just one person. It's multiple artists, different eras, different genres, all reaching the same age and never making it past 27. Welcome back to The Missing Notes. This is the podcast where music meets mystery. We break down the stories behind the music, the parts that don't always get talked about. And today's episode is one of those stories that sits right in between myth and reality, the 27 Club. Now you've probably heard of it before, but today we're digging way deeper, past just the list of names. We're gonna discover the story of the 27 Club. We're gonna discuss why it came up in the first place and why it keeps coming up, and the lives of all the artists who fell victim to the 27 Club. Let's get right into it. What is the 27 Club? And no, ladies, it is not a nightclub you cannot go drinking with your friends, and it is also not a club you could just join. Sadly, it's way darker than that. It's a term used to describe artists who all died at the age of 27 years old. You might be thinking though, you'll be like, people die at every single age. What makes 27 special? But what makes this stand out are the people involved. We're talking about artists like Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, Jim Morrison, Kurt Cobain, Amy Winehouse, and even more. They aren't just anybody, they're musicians that are icons and some regarded as legends, so it's obvious why their deaths got so much attention. I don't know about you guys, but me, I was forced to learn about all these artists when I would be in the car with my dad. So first we have Jimi Hendrix, who revolutionized guitar playing. Then we have Cobain, who defined grunge. And then of course, Amy Winehouse, who reintroduced raw soul into the mainstream music. So when multiple artists of that level all die at the same age, it creates a sense of meaning, even if there isn't really one. We could trace the origin of the 27 Club all the way back to the 60s. That's when it really started. Between 1969 and 1971, we had these four major figures who all died. Brian Jones, Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, Jim Morrison, all at 27. Back in this time, it was seen as a tragic coincidence, but later it became something more. According to a study published in the Britain Medical Journal, the idea of the 27 Club didn't fully form until later, especially after the death of Kurt Cobain in 1994. So we can agree that it took some time. So in 1994 is when media took it and ran with it. Media and fans collaborated in retroactively grouping these artists together. Then in 2011, it sparked even more out of control when Amy Winehouse died and the concept resurfaced heavily. At that point, it became cemented in pop culture and to this day is still talked about. Now here's where research ties in. The BMG study actually analyzed deaths of musicians over time. In their conclusion, there's no increased risk of death at age 27 compared to other ages. In fact, the risk of death is generally higher for musicians in their 20s and 30s overall, not specifically 27. So why does this feel so real? According to psychologists, it's something called pattern recognition bias. Humans, we tend to notice coincidences, assign meaning, and remember emotionally significant events. So when multiple iconic artists die at the same age, it becomes a story, which it has. Not because it's logically true, but because it's memorable. So if we break down that the number itself isn't significant, that doesn't mean that these deaths and the things surrounding them aren't very real. So now we're gonna go over some of my theories and most common theories. We have the first theory of lifestyle and substance use. Many of the 27 club members struggled with addiction. Hendrix, of course, Joplin, heroin overdose, Winehouse, alcohol poisoning. These substances are usually tied to stress, touring, and just the pressure from the music industry, which is insanely competitive. And sadly, substance abuse isn't something of the past. We've seen artists like Juice World, Mac Miller all pass away due to substance abuse. Theory number 2, mental health isolation. According to research from the National Institute of Mental Health, creative individuals often experience higher rates of mood disorders. Artists like Kurt Cobain openly struggled with depression. Fame doesn't fix those issues, it only amplifies them. I know that we hear it so much that it's lonely at the top, but if you're lonely at the bottom, you're definitely gonna be lonely at the top. It's hard to make real friends when you feel like everyone might be leeching off of you. You don't know who's real, you don't know who's fake, who just wants to use you, or who actually wants your best interest. The next theory is industry pressure. The music industry is so demanding. Constant output, public presence, touring schedules, this can lead to burnout. I make music myself, and obviously at a way less scale than them, but I already have burnouts with what I'm doing, so I can't even imagine how bad it must be when you have all these people expecting you to just be in the press and just put out more music constantly. A report from Help Musicians UK found that many musicians experience anxiety, depression, and financial instability. This is an industry that breaks people's minds, and it's very possible this is what happened to them. Theory number 4, romanticizing being a tortured artist. We've all heard someone say, "Oh, I make my best art when I'm going through heartbreak." You make your best songs when you're going through something. And the truth is, this idea is dangerous. It normalizes unhealthy behavior and makes self-destruction seem artistic, which is extremely dangerous. So what does it take to be a good, successful artist without sacrificing your sanity? I invited my good friend Zay Beezy in order to dive deeper on this.
All right, thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, so I know you are really big on conspiracy theories yourself. Like through our friendship, you've talked a lot about the Illuminati and higher power, like people behind the scenes having a lot of control on the industry. Can you talk more about that?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever used the word Illuminati in particular, but I just think there's
Nah, I
definitely a lot of
swear, I swear you told me that you thought lizard people ran the music industry.
you've, you've never said that in my life. I don't believe in lizard people.
You don't believe in lizard people?
No, that's I think I mean even if lizard people did exist, I just feel like that'd be like the least of my concerns as a
Nah.
man. I wouldn't really care.
Are there any music industry conspiracy theories that you actually do believe in?
Um, I guess the 27 Club is an interesting one.
Nah, definitely. I have questions about that later on, but I wanted to ask you, do you think who do you think controls the music industry? Do you think there's any supernatural stuff going on, or do you think it's just rich people and politicians and stuff like that?
I think there's a lot of that, man. That's such a loaded question because I mean I am spiritual myself, so I do believe there's like a spiritual aspect when it comes to music and the energy that moves through all of these different things. But I don't necessarily have a particular like say. It's definitely a lot of just evil people though. I guess you can call them demons or like yeah, evil rich people. Even when like politicians, there's another conspiracy that they funded labels so they can push out more media that's negative, that's more violent.
Yeah, that's really chill. Like I know, like there's this one podcast guy that I listen to. His name is Blackie Speaks, and he was like saying how the people in control push certain artists that like they like artists like Sexy Red, for example. They like put her in the forefront because it helps like damage like communities, and they know that like they're just trying to have a stronger grasp on certain communities, you know, and push out like an image and agenda they have on the people.
Yeah, man, I somewhat agree with like the way they push it out, because I think there's a community, I guess, for all of these different things that these people like rap about. Even somebody like Sexy Red, that I mean, that's really her real life. That's really how she is. That's really her own art. But it does feel like by the labels or just like social media, um, it feels very pushed on everybody. Like a lot of these things are just normalized in a way that I just can't really understand it for the most part. Like some of it I get, but then like why are we proud to be a like a young hoe? You just said sexual ed, just reminded me of that. I hate that term so much. I hate the term young hoe.
No,
Like why is a woman like proud to call herself a hoe in any manner? I remember like when that was something that you never want to be called.
nah, yeah, it's low key in that term. Like, I have a lot of female friends who do use that term to describe themselves, and like I still don't get it. But like, do you think it's almost like the same as when like a dude actually? Scrap that question. That was a bad question. I was gonna ask if you thought it was the same as like someone being like, "Oh, I'm a bad bitch." You know what I mean?
I was gonna say YN. I think the equivalent of it is like a
Oh,
YN.
YN is
I think
yeah.
that I think that's also really ignorant because now you got like white folks like being like, "Oh, you look like a YN." Like what? Nigga, don't tell me that. What's wrong with like boxing these black men that are just trying to grow or trying to be something? Just I don't know. I feel like the world just has this certain mold of like black people, and it just feels like things like this are pushed to keep that mold, keep that agenda going, because it's the quote unquote like it's a trend or like a cool thing to be like a like some of it's funny, but then I think it just does more damage than the humor that it brings with both sides for men and women.
Nah, definitely. And like just to tie it back into conspiracy theories again, do you believe that artists, like certain artists, sell their soul to get to where they are at? Or like what's your opinion on like the term selling your soul? Cause
I think definitely. The term, I don't know. I've talked to some people who have said that like they've actually had to deal with the devil, and some people probably do feel like that. I don't know. That nigga X has some songs where he talks about things like that. I don't know if there's any like proper way to actually say you can like sell your soul, like you lose it forever. But I think a lot of it does have to do with like your actions and what you're willing to sacrifice to be in the position that you're in, if that makes sense. I don't know. I think selling your soul doesn't isn't necessarily like a thing where the devil just pops up in front of you and be like, yo, what do you want? But more so you just kind of play into the devil's hands, and that's not who you truly are. But you'll do it because it benefits you. I think that more so is closer.
not definitely. And like also like for me, like selling your soul is like low key doing something against your values or like something against your values and morals in order to like get something. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's
I
like
agree with
putting
that.
yourself in jeopardy. Did you watch Marty Supreme by any chance?
Yeah, I love that movie.
So like you know when like the sorry for anyone listening who hasn't watched the movie, I'm about to spoil something, but you know the scene where he's like begging the dude to give him a second chance to like play in
Yeah.
Japan, and
The boy had to
the
get spanked.
yeah, and the guy makes him go get the belt from his office and is like bend over and then spanks him in front of everybody.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he it
like
was
for
actually
me,
a
that
paddle.
that's selling your soul. That's like a form of selling your soul to me.
Oh, for sure. And I mean, I feel like they didn't put that in the movie by accident. Because I mean, even at that, like it wasn't a belt, it was a paddle. So I feel like he
Yeah,
took the thing that he knew that Marty loved and used that to like manipulate him and like force him to throw away his morals. He used that very thing to like do that to him. So I mean,
no, exactly. And would you ever do something like that for success?
no, hell no.
Who's your favorite artist?
My favorite artist, Kendrick, probably
So,
currently, but I
okay,
love a lot. Like,
we say Kendrick calls your phone right now, right?
hmm
And he's like, I need you to run on the highway naked and then I'm gonna sign you to TDE. Are you doing it? I'm
that
gonna
nigga's
sign
not
you to
even in
TDE.
TDE.
Like what?
The nigga PG Lane, man, he
Yo,
left
PG
TDE.
Lane, PG Lane. His label.
But I
Would you
mean,
do
the
it?
reason
Like
why,
be realistic, be honest.
no, no, the reason I mean, like, I just don't. I just Kendrick. Maybe I'm taking too realistic. I don't know Kendrick personally, but that's just not something the niggas I look up to like at least give me that vibe. And then if something like that happened, then it'd just be like a whole different story. Like the people who I like really look up to, like I just feel like aren't those type of folks to say something like that. Like to
Mhm.
humiliate. Nah, but I wouldn't do that. I already had to just I put myself in such a I don't want to call it like a hard position, but I mean it's not really the hardest to blow up per se. I just don't like want to follow the trends though or do these gimmicks to like have to blow up and instead like cuz that doesn't there's no longevity in that. Like it's super hard to turn that into something sustainable and actually create a moment with it. So I've already I guess Zone and I have already said, which is my producer Zone, but like that we're gonna go the hard route. We're gonna have to do this and actually just put the legwork in.
Nah, like yeah, I could see that. I feel like it takes I don't know, it just takes someone who has really strong morals and values to like stand on that, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
what was I gonna say? Like since you're an artist, right? And you've been like somewhat in around a lot of people in like the music industry, what do you think's like the weirdest thing you've seen?
Weirdest thing I've seen. That's such a good question. I don't know if there's anything necessarily like weird I've experienced quite yet, at least on the top of my head. Um, Maybe just kind of how selfish it all is, or like just seeing like getting text from different people like, oh, this person's like this, just in case you didn't know, and then it's kind of like, oh, damn. But aside from that, I mean, I've even gotten like flown out and gotten like a label deal, and none of that was even like weird though. Like nothing. It's never anything. It
Yeah.
hasn't been crazy yet.
Okay. All right, so like all this is like just to talk really about the 27 Club. Like you know about it, right?
Of course,
Okay, so like there's like the artists like Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, and like etc. It's just artists who like all died at like 27 years old, but were like extremely successful. So it's like it started
Kurt
like the
Cobain.
rumor. Yeah, Kurt Cobain and Amy Winehouse as well. But it's like all these people died at the age of 27, which started this thing of the 27 Club, where people said they sold their souls for their success and then the devil would take their lives once they
Sheesh.
reached 27. And like how real do you think something like this could be?
Ah, I don't know. I don't want to chalk it up to like coincidence necessarily, but I think a lot of it, like, also, like, I think energy is very real. What you keep putting out or what you keep speaking into existence like will come if you're not careful. So, I feel like there's a lot of artists who passed unfortunately very early, but they were very clear on like, oh yeah, I think I'm gonna die early. Like I'm not making it. I'm gonna die early. Um, like et cetera, et cetera. And that's exactly what happened. So I think something that could be the cause, because again, I think that energy is just very, very real, is like a lot of these artists might have just heard about the 27 Club and they're like, ah, damn, now I'm gonna die at the 27 Club.
But like, did your parents ever talk about the 27 Club?
Heck no, my parents don't care
Yeah.
about none of that. They don't be doing conspiracy theories.
Like, cause me personally, like I don't think I was like at least I wasn't really. I've never really listened to these artists like at least like on a regular basis. Like it's more so like older family members who would play these people. You know what I mean?
Mm. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, definitely.
Give me 1 second. My landlord's here.
Oh, no, you getting evicted, nigga.
Nah, give me 1 second. I mean, we both make music, and we're not like at Jimi Hendrix or Amy Winehouse level, but like even at this level that we are at, it's already pretty stressful. So I could definitely see that. Like,
Of
there's
course,
already
and it just gets
so
more
much.
stressful.
Exactly. So it's something that is really hard to handle, and if you don't have the proper ways to handle it, it can easily go downhill.
Exactly. And we don't have as well like much pressure on us in the sense that like people rely on us for music except for me or just like or there's different people in our lives that like would hate to see us go. Like for me it'd be somebody like Zone, like I just would feel like I'm leaving Zone behind, but that's just kind of small in comparison to when you're actually big and now you're running your own thing. So you have like
Thank you.
management, you have these A&Rs, you have producers, etc., whatever it may be on payroll. If you run these own things yourselves, and then just your family, taking care of your family, and et cetera, and then your fans are so much more obsessed. People gonna be like, "Oh my gosh, you saved my life," or "Oh my gosh, you inspired me," and that's just like a lot of pressure to have. It's a lot to deal with.
No, definitely. So like my last question really would be like, do you think the 27 Club is something that artists starting out should worry about, or what's your final thing? Would Do you think the 27 Club is something a new artist should worry about, or do you think it's just a conspiracy theory?
I definitely don't think anybody should be worrying about something like the 27 Club. Um, I think more so if you are worrying about something like that, then I think the best thing to do is figure out what scares you about that. For example, I feel like with some of these artists who passed away, they're really scared about the 27 Club because like their drug use or something. And if that's something that you're actually like really scared about and feel like you might not make it, um, I don't know, it should be like a mirror that's reflecting upon you and take the steps to fix it so you don't have to go down that path if you feel like you're headed there.
Nah, definitely. Well, I appreciate having you on this podcast. Let people know where they can find your music.
Yeah, find me on Instagram, Zaybeezy. Just my artist name, Zaybeezy. That's on every music platform too. And then just to make it even easier for y'all, go to www.zaybeezy.com. My website got pretty much everything there. I made it myself too. Slight flex. Check it out. Check it out. Next favorite artist.
Perfect. I appreciate you, bro.
Thank you, man.
Zay obviously believes that it's not just a coincidence. Talking to Zay, you realize soon that he is a strong believer in the energy you put out is the energy you receive. Before I get to my own opinion on this conspiracy and the conclusion, I have one more guest for you guys. I have my friend Alex, who is also a musician, come talk about his opinions and thoughts of the 27 Club.
What's up, everybody? My name's Alex Renee. For conspiracy theories, I'd say like definitely in like 2020, I started like getting into it, and it was kind of something that like caught my attention, and I was like kind of deep into it a little bit.
Yeah,
So I'd say I was big on it, but like now not as much. But like there's certain things I definitely still believe in, but I try to take a more like balanced approach. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. So like what's like the craziest conspiracy theory that you believe in? or that you
Um,
used to believe in?
the craziest one, I mean, like obviously a lot of people know about the whole Illuminati stuff. I feel like that is true. Like I feel like there's definitely like I know there's secret societies, like you got Freemason stuff. I don't want to say too much. I don't want no one to come get me. But yeah, Illuminati's one of them. There's obviously like the whole elites thing where, they're doing crazy stuff behind doors. I feel like some of that definitely is true for sure, but like, I don't know how far a lot of it is. Like I don't want to just accuse people of like doing certain things. So, you know, I say those are kind of the main ones so that are like the craziest.
Nah, yeah, definitely. And I know there's like a lot of people who do believe that the Illuminati are like lizard people or like not human. Like, do
Hmm.
you believe in that?
I mean, I've definitely heard about those you know, takes before. I'm not sure if I believe in the whole like lizard non-human. I feel like maybe with certain high ranking like celebrities and stuff, there could be some crazy stuff going on behind the scenes, but like I don't know. I feel like at this point I don't have enough proof to say that that's going on. But for the most part, excuse me, I don't believe like the whole lizard people aspect of it, but I wouldn't put it past like some of the top most popular celebrities.
Not yet. I know like a really popular one right now is like they clone celebrities.
Hmm.
What about that? Is that something you believe in?
Yeah, I think cloning is that they definitely have the technology. I would say it's kind of it would be hard to believe they don't have that technology at this point. Knowing how long, like I don't know if you've heard of, MK Ultra and stuff like that, but I feel like that stuff's been going on for a little bit. You can see certain situations on the news of like with celebrities where people might come back different or act in a certain way or like just switching up. Like a one that you might hear a lot too is like Kanye. I love Kanye.
Yeah.
I know he's had some controversies, but I feel like a lot of people say he's been cloned or, other artists have been cloned like that as well when they come
Yeah.
and just kind of act different.
Not yet. We see that a lot with like Kodak too. They said that when he came out of,
Yeah.
and then also Jim Carrey recently. Like I
What did
know
he do
Jim Carrey
recently?
went viral. They said that like he looks like completely different. Like I honestly
Mm,
I feel like it sounds crazy, but it's not like far off of something that could be possible. I
yeah.
know I know when I was like younger, there was like a crazy conspiracy that I used to actually believe, and it was that Drake like murdered XXX.
Oh yeah, I heard that one too. I heard that because I think he had some lines and songs about
Yes.
something like that, and then also I remember he was stealing X's flow in a couple like songs back in the day. There was some weird stuff going on,
Not
but
it.
I also was like, I hated that too because I'm like, I liked X a lot, and when he died, I remember the exact time he died. I was at the skate park, 2018. Hit my phone on Instagram. I'm like, yo, there's no way. Like X just passed away. And I was a pretty big fan of X. So like when all of that happened, it was kind of crazy. And obviously Drake stuff started gaining a little bit of steam later, but
Nah, yeah.
that was a wild one.
I remember I remember I was really deep in there. I'd be watching YouTube videos where they would be talking about it.
Hmm.
But how much do you know about the 27 Club?
I know a little bit. I know 27 Club is basically when some of these famous celebrities, actors, musicians, right? Once they turn 27, they just, kind of mysteriously die. Or it's usually sometimes like drug, alcohol abuse, stuff like that. But they end up just dying at 27. And it's, weird number. But yeah, there's a lot of very famous, influential people that kind
Yeah.
of just die at that age.
And like off of just hearing it, like do you think it's real or do you think it's just a coincidence?
I mean, in this life, I feel like a lot of things aren't coincidences. Like I said, I'm not overly, you know, like overly conspiracy theorist type of guy, but at the same time, a lot of celebrities themselves have spoken out about the 27 Club. So I feel like there has to be something there.
That
So
is
I
true.
wouldn't necessarily, yeah, exactly. So it's like I wouldn't say that is no bearing at all. Like it's definitely not just a coincidence. I don't know how deep it goes, but I feel like there's definitely something there because like a lot of big influential people end up being part of that club.
Yeah, there was you mentioned that there's like a lot of celebrities who talk about it, and there was actually a tweet from Uzi who said that he was going to die at 27 years old.
Hmm.
Like, so like I remember a lot of people were scared because I think Uzi recently just turned, he just turned like 29, but
Hmm.
a lot of people were scared that he would pass away at 27 because he was trying to predict his own death. I really don't know like the backstory behind that, but that also brought back a lot of the rumors. Like he made a tweet and then he deleted it, but it was about dying at 27 years
Yeah.
old.
Yeah, I definitely remember that too when Uzi spoke about it. Um, I remember the same thing you were saying too. Like a lot of people were like scared for him, like, yo, we're only gonna get Uzi for a few more years type thing.
Exactly.
So that was definitely scary. But part of me thinks maybe it's like some of the conspiracy theories are like just like how do I say like a distraction just to get your mind on other things and like not focus on what you got going on. Because at the end of the day, like I feel like it's just to spread fear for some of it. Like I think obviously, like I said, I believe in certain things. I think you can't be ignorant to what's going on in the world. But at the same time, if you go too deep, I feel like it's just kind of like to distract you and like spread fear of not like taking chances and stuff.
Nah, yeah, definitely. Like I like how you said like spread fear because I was actually talking about it with another guest, and we were just talking about how like the people in power, they like to push out things to like scare the masses and like us, um, just people who are more like if there's a spread fear, it's easier to control people, basically.
Hmm. Exactly.
And I wanted to like talk more because you're an artist, right? So like,
Yes.
is like the 27 Club is something that you're concerned about as an artist, or is like does that bother you that much?
No, actually, like currently, definitely not. Like, obviously, I think a big part of it too is that, I'm not super famous or anything. Like, I don't have no clout or, well, I'm gonna say no clout, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not no
Yeah.
big artist yet. So I don't think anyone's really checking for me in terms of that. But let's say I did get super big in the next couple of years before I'm 27, um, maybe I would start thinking about it. But I think ultimately it comes down to who you're like kind of networked in. Let's say you do a deal and it's like a bad deal and you're working with some people that are like shady, or let's just say, you get into a contract, you're with people that tell you to push a certain message, and let's say you're kind of going opposite, like you're being more of a rule breaker, trying to spread light on certain things, then at that case, I might be a little bit more like wary of something like that, or just kind of getting put up out of here. But like right now, definitely not something front of the mind.
No, yeah, definitely. And like also like I was gonna say like do you believe like in selling your soul? Like do you think artists sell their soul?
Oh yeah, I think there's an element. I don't think it's as literal as some people might interpret it. Like I think a lot of people you hear sell your soul, and it's like they think it like super, super literally, but to me, selling your soul means like trading in some of your morals or ethics for like
Yes.
monetary gain, you know what I'm saying? So it doesn't
Yeah.
have to be like the typical like, oh, the devil is right here with you type thing, and like you're worshiping him. Like some of that still can go on, but ultimately it's like doing things against your character to like get ahead. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
that's like the main thing.
And like, who's your favorite artist? Because I have a question for you.
Yeah, one of my favorite artists I'd say is Travis Scott. Been rocking with him since, 2015, so
Okay,
he's
so
one of my favorites.
if Travis Scott were to call you right now and we're like, I want you to run naked in ShopRite for 30 minutes, would you do it? And he would make sure that you would get signed to Cactus Jack because that's his label. Would you do that?
Hmm.
Like in a realistic manner, would you?
I mean, yeah, like that's crazy, honestly. Hmm. Like I'd want to say no, but at the same time, do I even care enough to like? I feel like I could like someone would bet me, one of my friends, yo, let's run around. I don't know. Look, I get arrested, so maybe not. Like, okay, I'll probably say no and try to like, cause like, let's be real. If someone's trying to sign you for doing some embarrassing ass thing, like they're kind of gonna think less of you anyways. I feel like they're not gonna take you as serious. So I'd be like, nah, but like you can listen to my singles or my album, whatnot, listen to the
Man,
songs, see if we
that
can.
shit not gonna work.
Yo, I'm just saying, cause like, bro, running naked in ShopRite, come on, bro, like
But I'm
that's
saying,
nah.
but you signed with Don Tolliver, So Fago, what's the other dude, the Mo Bamba, Sheck West, like
Yeah, check.
you're signed to all these people, so like it's
Mm-hmm.
like I'm just trying to get a grasp of what's the craziest thing you would do to
And like,
like.
okay, I understand that. Like, okay, I would love to obviously do Cactus Jack. I love Don Toliver and Trav. Like, I like their music a lot. But I have a very particular mindset on like what I want to be known for. So like that would kind of ruin my reputation in a way, or like, like you don't want to be the dude that's like, oh, this dude came up because he ran his shop right naked. Like they're not just gonna take it serious. So it's like it's more long term than just, oh, let's get signed to Cactus Jack. Because
But
there's
like
people that have been signed to Cactus Jack that aren't even doing nothing for real.
that is
So
true.
obviously I could still show my talent and like still break through, but ultimately it's like I gotta have something to stand on. And I feel like being the dude that ran through shop right naked to get a deal would be kind of crazy.
Who is your celebrity crush
My
in the
celebrity
music industry?
crush. Mm,
Mine is Georgia Smith.
Georgia Smith.
She's beautiful.
I mean, the one I'm thinking is kind of taking Kali Uchis, but
Oh, but okay, it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, Cali,
Anyways,
Cali.
okay, so Callie Uchis, right? I think that's how you say
Hmm.
her name, right?
Hmm.
She's like, oh, like, okay, so Jay Z calls your phone. He's like, you can marry Callie Uchis, right? And I'll
Yeah.
also turn you into the most successful rapper of all time. But you have to eat a dog. Are you eating that
Eat a
dog?
dog,
Yeah.
bro. Serve that dog up, bro. Bro, I'm probably eating a dog in that Chinese food, bro. It's okay. It's a dog. Serve it up, bro. Cook it up. No, no, no. They would say the same shit, bro. Come on, let's be real. They would say the same
Nah,
shit.
but okay, so you would eat a dog to marry Kali Uchis and become the most successful rapper.
Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah. There's nothing around that. No.
Alright,
I
but
have
okay,
to
so
like,
but would you run around the shop right naked for that too? Or you just eat the dog?
yeah, bro. I mean, dog, the shop at naked is getting me because like I don't know. And you said 30 minutes too. That's a little lengthy, you know what I'm saying?
But like I'm just trying to understand because like what goes through someone's mind where they're like, yeah, I will be successful, but I'm okay with dying at 27 because 27 is a pretty young
It's
age.
young.
Like
Yeah,
we're not that far
100%.
from 27, you know, and I feel
Mm-mm.
like I have so much more life to live that like I wouldn't want to
Yeah.
sign my life away. So like I'm trying to think of what would make someone agree to that. Like how
I think what would have to be is like somebody who came from nothing or like had a bad childhood growing up, or like someone that like has a lot of, I don't know, maybe insecurities, or like something mentally or like internally, where it's like they just want to be seen, or they just want to like be in that position to be the like big dog, you know what I'm saying? And like be able
not
to live that top lifestyle. And for them, like it doesn't even matter about the longevity. There's some people that don't really care about living till old age and all of that. Some people want to make it the quick way, and they're okay with that. I mean, you see in the music industry right now, there's people that are like quote unquote industry plants, or people that kind of just come in for the clout. They don't want to actually seriously like build a fan base and make a name for themselves. They just want to kind of do the viral hit. Like I'm not gonna say, like I said, I'm not gonna attack anyone's character and say this person particularly would do that. But ultimately, there's definitely people that I think are of that mindset of, they've had such a shitty life, I guess, in the past or something like that. They just want to make it, and they don't really care about the consequences if they get their like instant gratification.
nah, yeah, definitely. Well, like thank you for coming on here and like speaking about it. Um it was definitely
Yeah.
insightful, and since you make music, let people know where they could find your music at or upcoming projects.
Okay, bet. And no problem, man. Thank you for having me. You guys can follow me on Instagram. It's Dom.Alexander, two underscores. I'll be coming out with some stuff pretty soon. Been locked in the studio for a little bit, so I'm hoping on getting some singles out around May, especially around this summertime. So just stay tuned. Work will be coming out. Also with the kitchen, got some music coming
So,
out there, so y'all tap into that. But once again, thank you, Kobana, for the interview.
of
Appreciate you.
course. In the end, the 27 Club isn't really about 27. It's about what happens when talent meets pressure, fame meets instability, and success comes without support. The number might be a coincidence, but the pattern behind it, that's real. And until the industry and culture come around and change, stories like this will keep happening. This has been the Missing Notes. I appreciate you tuning in. Catch you next time.